Hello and welcome to Brag About Your Blog Day. I'm Denise Wakeman, your guide to better visibility on the web, and I am pleased to welcome you here today for a live Q&A session that accompanies Brag About Your Blog Day. I think it was about 5, 6, 7 years ago. I can't even remember really. Let's see. 7 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, that I first started doing Brag About Your Blog Day, and it was an opportunity for you bloggers to share a link to a current blog post, a new blog post, a popular blog post that you wanted to get more visibility for. So that's what we're doing today. I do it occasionally now. I've never done a video version, but today I decided, because I've been teaching a live video challenge with my colleague Lou Bortone. It's a 10-day challenge, and today is day number 10. I thought, well, perfect opportunity to do a live video. So if you are with me now, live in the moment, or you are joining me for the replay, I invite you to post a link in the comments below this video, this live video. I invite you to do that. Post a link to your, let's say a recent blog post, or one of your favorite blog posts, actually, for that matter. It doesn't really matter, whether you wrote it this week or a year ago. If you've got a blog post that you feel really perfectly captures what you do and how you serve your clients, it is a blog post that has received a lot of attention, please share it with us. So here's the rules, if you will. Post a link, the title of the blog post, and the URL for the blog post. Please do not put a URL to just your website in general. I want it to go directly to a blog post. And also the title of the blog post. I think I might have said that. So the title to your blog post, the URL to your blog post, and what it is that you do, how you serve people in your business. So you put that in the comments. I think they're below, maybe they're to the side. I'm not sure exactly where you might be seeing them, but please do that. I will stay here live if there's anybody who has questions. I'm not going to talk to myself for a half an hour, but the purpose here is to be here live for you, to answer your questions about blogging, about creating more visibility for your business, for getting more visibility for your blog posts. I'm here to answer your questions, so you'll need to post them in the comments. They'll pop up for me on the side. For me, I'm seeing them on the side, and I'll answer them. You can always post them later if you are watching this in a replay mode. You're more than welcome to post your links to your blog posts and your questions about blogging and visibility, getting more visibility for your blog. So if you are watching live, please show some love, some likes, some thumbs up, some hearts, some laughs, whatever. I'm not going to be telling jokes, so maybe I won't get any laughs, but maybe I'll get some likes and hearts. But also, please feel free to post a link to your blog post. Hey, man, glad you could join. Oh, yes. Oh, some hearts. Okay. Thank you. Whew. Wanted to make sure I got some hearts there. Anyway, I am here to answer your questions. I will stay here till at least half past the hour, or if I get no questions, I'll go bye-bye. But really, I would like to see and hear about your blog posts and what you write about and what kind of challenges you're facing with your blogging. That's really, why I wanted to be here today, is to, offer an opportunity to, answer some questions for you. Kind of like an Ask Me Anything blogging conversation. So Mayanna Stevenson of BlogAid, she's been doing something really cool called the Seriously Old Plugin Challenge. And this is a fantastic idea that she had because, well, I'll just say Mayanna is the only person who I'll let touch my site. She keeps it secure. She keeps it functioning. And one of the things that I encountered, because I've been blogging for so long and I'm an experimenter, is that I have a lot of old plugins on my site because I like to try everything. I hear about a cool new plugin feature, and I want to try it. Well, sometimes you got to take a look at those old plugins and say, is this still working for me? Is it being updated? Is it a security risk? And so what Mayanna has done is she's been challenging people for the last month to take a look at their plugins, make a list of their plugins, and do some research. Is it still being supported by the developer? Does it still work? Do you still use it? Is it still necessary, or is it clogging up your blog post? So go take a look at Mayanna's blog post about the blog post about the Seriously Old Plugin Challenge. We found some really oldies on mine, and I'm still working on them, but I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage right now since I broke a bone in my right hand, and it's making it a little bit difficult for me to function as productively as I like to. So, I have a list of plugins that I need to check out. When I find one that that I'm not using, or I'm not really sure if it's any good anymore, I always check with Mayanna first to see if I should get rid of it, if there's something better I should be using that's going to be more secure on my site. So go check out Mayanna's Seriously Old Plugin, I want to say blog, Seriously Old Blog Challenge. No, it's a Seriously Old Plugin Challenge. And take a look. She's been compiling a list of plugins that are no longer supported, as well as a list of plugins that you can replace these older non-functioning plugins with. So if you have just joined us live, welcome. I would love to, get a hi from you, a hello from you in the comments, and also share a link to a recent or your favorite blog post, so that after I get off the video, then I'm going to go check out all the blog posts that get posted for the Brag About Your Blog Day, and I am going to check them out and share them with my Twitter followers, which is something that I love to do. I love to see what you guys are writing about, what your blogs look like, what kind of images you're creating, and that's just something I really like to do. So please say hello. Please post a link to a blog post that you would like to share with me and the others who are also sharing their blog posts. And it takes a little while for the Brag About Your Blog Day to get started, but once it does, I can end up with 200-300 blogs to check out. I mean, that's not unusual. So Mayanna is asking, we just put a new feature on my blog because I wanted to check it out, of course, called push notifications. And Mayanna is asking how it's working out. And you know what? I am getting a lot of push notification subscribers. a lot, much faster than email subscribers. It's very interesting. Push notifications are when you land on somebody's site and a little notification pops up in the lower right or down from the top of the site saying, do you want to receive notifications from DeniseWakeman.com? And if you say yes, then what happens is when I publish a new blog post, then on your website, on your computer, it doesn't matter where you are. You don't have to be on my blog post. You're going to get a little notification that says Denise Wakeman just posted a new blog post. It'll say something like that. And I'm getting good engagement from it, and people sign up for it a lot more and a lot faster than they're giving me their email address because it's private. It's like I don't know who is requesting those notifications. I don't get an email address, and that's okay as long as people are reading my blog posts and perhaps even signing up. Then after they read it, they begin to trust me after they've seen it a few times. And this is for all of you. So I'm talking about my experience, but I've been doing this a long time, and so what I wanted you to get from this is that be willing to experiment. So what's happening for me is that even though I don't get an email address when people sign up for push notifications, people are, when they read the blog post, when they click through the notification to go to the blog post, when they're reading the blog post, then they're signing up for my offers. So I have a couple of different free offers. I might have a content upgrade in a blog post, or I'm offering my free 7-day visibility challenge, which helps people get more eyeballs on their content. And that's that's what I'm looking for, is to start building that relationship, and that's what I hope you're doing as well. So Marianne is saying that she's starting to see more of them, and that I was seeing more of them too, and that's why I decided to give it a try. The one I'm using is called Push Engage, and it's free. I always like trying free first. If it's something that works for me, then I might upgrade to a pro version to get more of the benefits from using it, but I always will try free first if I can. Okay, we have another blog. Yes, another brag being blogged about. Julia, just launched my blog and have only one post. No problem, you got one, so that's what we want. JuliaHarmonBookwoman.com, all about promoting books, reading, and writing. Fantastic. Fantastic. So everybody go and check out Julia's blog post, JuliaHarmonBookwoman.com, and you can find it in the comments. As I mentioned, once I finish the live broadcast here, I will be going and checking out all your blog posts that you're posting in the comments. So bring it. And if you're just watching, or if you're watching and you don't have a blog post that you want to share, that's cool too. Say hi in the comments so I know who's here. I like to just say hi and give you a shout out. And I appreciate the likes and loves, like the little thumbs up that goes flying across my screen. That's cool. Okay, so, yep, there's a heart. Yes, thank you so much. See, it makes me feel loved. That's a great thing about, a lot of people, complain about Facebook and it's always changing. And, my feeling about that is that, first of all, it's a free platform to use. And, the reason why platforms change so much is because they're progressing. They are trying new things. They are trying to make it better for their users. So even though we might not, like the change at first, usually it's to our benefit. So things like doing live video from our desktop. I'm on my desktop. I don't have to use my phone. I can use my webcam and my headset, and I can be live on Facebook talking to you. Hey, Twee. Good to see you. I would love to see a link from your recent a recent blog post if you care to share, or another one, anyone you wish, Twee, when you get a chance, before or after your next call. Thank you so much for being here. And Mariana says she's excited about the new two-person videos. Yes. So I haven't seen this yet. Frankly, I haven't looked for it yet because I've been a little bit busy, so I haven't checked it out. But Mariana, have you seen anyone using it, or have you personally used it? Is it mobile only? Is it desktop and mobile? Honestly, I haven't done my research on it yet. I've only seen announcements about it, so I'm curious to see how that's going to go. Hi, Phyllis. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I'm so glad to see you. And anything about travel, I'm happy about. New complications. Okay, well, so maybe I shouldn't be happy about this. With an image of the Manchester murder of innocent teens at a pop concert, I'm sharing this post. Travel abroad, new complications. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, that's a very tragic event, as all of these things are when they happen. But thank you for sharing that blog post, Phyllis. I'm going to definitely be checking that out when I finish my live broadcast. Robin asks, where should you post blogs when website is not up? Okay, Robin, can you elaborate on that a little bit more? So, are you writing blog posts but you don't have a website, or if I can get a few more details, I can answer that a little bit better. Okay, Mariana says that the two-person Facebook is mobile only right now, and she's seen Krishna Day on it and hopes to test it soon. They said it's out for Android too. Oh, thank goodness. Finally, something for Android comes out at the same time as for iPhone, because, yes, I'm an Android user. I am not an iPerson. I admit it. Anyway, if you're with me here right now, live in the moment, thank you and welcome. This is Brag About Your Blog Day. This is a new way for me to be doing it with a live broadcast and answering any questions you might have about blogging and visibility and getting more eyeballs, more eyeballs on your blog posts. This is a fun way to do it, and even though, in a way I feel like I'm babbling because I can't have a two-way conversation with you. I can just read. I can read what you're posting and then respond to it. It's still cool because I see that there's people here. I see a little up in the left-hand corner. I see that there's 5 people watching. Then I can see your comments. And this is why I decided to do Brag About Your Blog Day this way, because usually I just do a post with a picture and say, hey, post your blog post here. And then I go check in through the day and I go and check things. But why not have a conversation in the best way that we possibly can here, or the way that that's available to us right now? And it's kind of in real time until I stop broadcasting, and then it's a replay. But then you can, if you're watching the replay, you're still getting the benefit of the Q&A and me babbling. So, Twee, I have 2 different sites. Maybe I can share instead something new from my podcast website. Of course. I love your podcast. It's a fabulous podcast, and so I hope everybody will go check it out. It's called Get On Your Quest, getonyourquest.com. I'm really excited about what you're doing, Twee. It's been so consistent. And so this one that you're sharing with us is How to Be Perseverant and Find Your Purpose with Kara Lumen. I think it's Lumen. There's something kind of covering it up. But great. Go check out Twee Phams' podcast, getonyourquest.com. She does some fantastic interviews. Okay, Robin. Yes, writing. Website is bad, getting upgraded, so I need to know where to post to continue connecting and list building. All right. Well, there's a lot of places you can post that aren't on your own site, even though I would recommend that content starts on your own site. Your original content starts on your own website. But if that's not possible for you right now, you could use LinkedIn publishing and post your articles there and then share them out from there. You could also use Medium, which is it's a very Zen-like publishing platform. It's a blogging platform, and it's very spare and minimal. So the focus is really on the content, not on all the other bells and whistles. There's no sidebars or anything like that. But I would certainly encourage you, Robin, to continue publishing, and then you can share that content to your other social sites. One way or the other, just get that content out there, because that's the way people find you, and that's the way they get to know about you and learn about you. And Manna says, I saw your post saying when you would be live, and that made her stay on Facebook to join. Thank you, Manna. I appreciate that. If you've just joined this broadcast, it's Brag About Your Blog Day, and I invite you to post a link to one of your current or favorite or evergreen blog posts in the comments so I can take a look and I will check out your blog posts. I pretty much, I would say 98% of the time share those blog posts onto Twitter. I've over 33,000 followers on Twitter, so I always share those blog posts during Brag About Your Blog Day. And I would love to share yours too. And just while I'm on the topic of sharing, one of the things I've learned or noticed during past Brag About Your Blog days is that sometimes when I go to a blog and I read content and I really like it and I want to share it, but I can't find any way to share the blog post, or I have to hunt for the sharing buttons. There's like this teeny weeny weeny, and I have a big monitor, so nothing should be teeny weeny weeny on it because it's like gigantic. And sometimes I can't find them, or they're not formatted very well, so that like if I want to tweet, the person's Twitter handle isn't included in the tweet that I pull up, and that means I have to hunt for their Twitter handle, because by including your own Twitter handle in the tweets that you offer to your readers to share. This is the easiest, best way to share your content, is providing a ready-made tweet in your Twitter, in your share buttons with your Twitter handle. That gives you a ping, that gives you a mention, that so you know that people are sharing your content. So that's something that I encourage you to make sure, check your share buttons, make sure they're up to date, make sure that the plugin is up to date, make sure that you have formatted them correctly in the settings, and make sure that they're easy to use. Don't make people hunt for them, because if somebody has to hunt for something on your site, they're going to leave. Promise. And Manna is sharing the name of a good social sharing plugin called Scriptless Social Sharing. It's super lightweight, which means it doesn't drag on the load time of your blog, and that's a good thing. I use Social Warfare for my sharing buttons. I really like it. I use the pro version so that I can customize them and make them, the branding look, match my blog. I like the developers. I like the plugin a lot, so I recommend Social Warfare. And I'll put a link to that. Manna's recommending Scriptless Social Sharing, and believe me, she tests everything. So when she recommends something, listen to her. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else have questions? I'm going to have to jump off in about 5 minutes, so this is your opportunity. One, it's Brag About Your Blog Day, so that means share a link to your blog post, a blog post that you want us to know about, that showcases who you are, what you do, how you serve people. share a blog post that is new. You want to get some traffic generated going over there. Share a blog post that's evergreen. Share a blog post that has a content upgrade in it that's going to offer more value to your visitors. Because I know that people who post their links on Brag About Their Blog Day, Brag About Your Blog Day, they check out your blog posts too. It's not just me. Everybody who participates, I encourage you, if you're not already doing this, to click through and check out other people's blogs as well. Okay, so Twee says about social warfare, sometimes I have the impression the counts are not correct, mainly on Twitter. Well, Twitter is an unusual case because Twitter no longer offers share counts like the native Twitter app does not offer share counts, so there has to be workarounds, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. So, for Twitter, I kind of like take what I get, but for the rest, I think it's pretty good. So, yeah, third-party services provide guesses, exactly. So, if the native Twitter platform doesn't allow it, it's going to be, kind of hit and miss for Twitter. So, yeah. Manna says, what do you like for highlighting your content upgrades? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by highlighting. If you could expand on that, Manna, I'd appreciate it. And anybody else, if you're just joining us, welcome. It's Brag About Your Blog Day. Please post a link to a current blog post in the comments, and I will be checking it out after I get off the broadcast. And if I don't get to your question, if I missed a question along the way, I will go back and answer it also when I get off the, make them stand out in a blog post. Okay, so I, for my content upgrades, I use Lead Pages, and I create a button that's like yellow. They say yellow is the best color for standing out. So what I do is create a big, yellow button that when people click on it, with a call to action to click on it, then that gives them the opt-in for the content upgrade. So the rule of thumb that I've been testing, that I've also read about, is to have at least the call to action for the content upgrade in 2 spots on your blog post. So near the top and at the bottom. So if you don't catch the people if you don't catch the people reading at the top of the blog post, then it's at the bottom. But if somebody doesn't read all the way to the bottom of the blog post, because I sometimes see people only putting them at the bottom of the blog post, but not everybody reads to the bottom of a blog post, sadly. Also putting one, near the top, maybe after the first couple of paragraphs. So it needs to be a big, bold, clickable button-looking, type of call to action. Julia, appreciate the opportunity to listen in to Seasoned Bloggers. Yes, well, I'm glad you're here. We all started, not knowing anything at one point, and we learn from others all the time, and that's why I decided that this might be a good way to share some insights. And Manna is a great person to follow. Twee's a great person to follow. I'm losing the comments. I'm only seeing the current ones, but thank you for the likes and hearts. I do appreciate it. And I just want to remind you, if you're just joining us, that it is Brag About Your Blog Day, and I want you to share links to your blog posts in the comments or down below. I guess they're down below for you. Me, I'm seeing them over on the right side. But share a link to your current or best blog posts so I can check out what you're doing. It's one of my favorite things to do, is brag about your blog day and see what people are blogging about. And I always find some new I always learn something new because new people jump on board and I get to learn about what they're up to and I get to learn about, their expertise. And that's one of the reasons I like to do it. And I try to do it monthly, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. It's got to be kind of when it fits in my schedule. So anyway, it's about we're about at the half hour point, and I do have some other things to do today, this morning. So I want to thank you for joining me today. Thank you for posting links to your blog posts. Keep on posting those links. And if you're watching the replay now, make sure that you add a link to your blog post so I can check it out and say hi and share it for you. Share it for you on to my Twitter followers. I love to do that for you. It's kind of one of those gifts I like to give. I like sharing people's content, helping them get more visibility because that's my thing. That's my thing. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Mayanna. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Twee. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Phyllis. I appreciate you stopping by and saying hey. And enjoy your day. Have an adventurous day and blog on.